You know, you know. SOS, I hear them shouting. SOS, I hear them crying.
WGRD and current WWE Intercontinental Champion Kofi Kingston.
Bam!
There it is.
I got a little fumble there. It's all right though.
Congratulations on your latest title victory.
Thanks, man.
4-time Intercontinental Champion.
This is the 4th time around, yeah.
2-time United States Champion.
Yes.
And a 3-time World Tag Team Champion.
Indeed.
So, very impressive resume, obviously, but one thing missing, perhaps.
What's that?
World Heavyweight Championship.
Well, one day at a time. World Heavyweight Championship, WWE Championship. When I was young, I mean, one of my goals was to hold every single championship title, you know?
Okay.
So, I think I'm doing all right.
I think so, too. Relatively quickly, you've put together that beautiful, decorated resume.
Thank you.
But one thing's for sure, it seems like it's a lot more difficult these days to hang on to a championship, mainly because I think more title defenses are being made than ever before. Mm-hmm. And also, sometimes you don't even know who you're going to be defending against until you're right there in the ring.
Exactly.
Kofi, I was a manager on the indie circuit for about 10 years, and I always had 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks to prepare my champion for a title defense. We'd watch tape. I'd have him prepared as much as possible before getting in that ring. Well, now you're in the ring with the belt. Sometimes you're waiting for Booker T or Vicky Guerrero to come out and tell you who you're putting the title on the line. Yeah. How do you deal with that pressure when you really can't prepare?
You actually need to talk to somebody in the creative office, because I'm always the last one to find things out. I don't even know what I'm doing tonight. You know what I'm saying?
That?
So
a champion.
You just got to be ready, man. You got to be ready. That's all you can do. You know, you kind of study everybody. You know kind of what they do, and you go from there. You know?
He may need some representation. Hang on to this Intercontinental Champion.
Indeed,
what a great title this is.
Man.
So many great superstars over the years have held that. If you could get that
and note the old school with the white, belts in the background. You know what I'm saying? Shawn Michaels had the white title over the past few years. Intercontinental Championship has had the black strap.
Yes.
So this is a throwback, if you will, especially now with like Saturday, main event.
Right.
I want to say Saturday night main event, but not anymore.
Right.
It's on Wednesdays, but main event, another throwback. So we're kind of like tying a whole bunch of things in, bringing in a lot of the older fan base and showing the newer guys what how things used to be. So
right on.
Yeah.
Let's throw it all the way back then to the very beginning. You come from Africa, correct?
Yes, Ghana.
And came to the United States at a young age?
About 2 years old.
All right. And you are a college graduate.
Indeed, Boston College, Screaming Eagles.
Well, I don't know how I feel about that.
I can't even talk trash. I can't even, good for Notre Dame. Good for Notre Dame.
Were you an athlete in high school or college?
In high school, yeah. I played football, and I wrestled on the wrestling team. And it was actually funny because I joined the wrestling team thinking it was like WWE wrestling. My friend was like, "Oh, you should come to open mats. Yeah, there's wrestling up there." And I'm just like, "Gosh, I don't recall ever seeing a ring in the school. It must be in like some hidden room. Okay, well that makes sense." And I get there, and it's like a hot, sweaty room. Just the heat blasting. I'm like, this is not WWE at all. Like, where do I throw drop kicks?
I did the same thing in 7th grade. I got kicked off the team after 3 days of practice for reaching into my trunks for a foreign object.
Yeah, that doesn't fly on the amateur scene, man. No,
not at all.
No, you get penalized for that.
So obviously you didn't go to Boston College to become a WWE superstar. What did you
No,
study?
I was on the path of being I was working in the advertising world. Basically, I was a communications major, so I wanted to either get into advertising, public relations, or marketing. And I ended up getting into kind of the corporate scene, the job which actually had like nothing to do with what I studied.
Okay.
I got roped into it. So I was told it was an advertising job. It was more like a proofreading job, which I didn't need to go to college for. But sitting there, I'm glad that things happened the way they did, because I knew for sure that I didn't want to be in that scene, and I thought to myself, why not try to follow my dream? Like, these things happen to somebody.
Sure.
So if I don't give this a shot and I end up being 70, 80 years old, I'll always look back and wonder what if I don't at least try. And I'm glad I did try, because, like you said, 4-time Intercontinental Champion, United States Champion, all different types of accolades, and truly living my dream. So
that's
very
a good
appreciative.
message for everybody
Yes.
out there.
Yes.
You go to school, you get in the real world, it's office space. You're bored and depressed. You're saying, I got to do what it is that I want to do.
Right.
And so you get into wrestling. You make your debut in 2006.
2008. I
2008.
got signed in 2006 to developmental.
I mean,
debuted
your
on
pro
TV.
wrestling debut.
Yeah.
And then quickly, you get into WWE. I mean, they must have seen something in you right off the bat. Some guys, it takes years and years of learning the ropes, so to speak. Maybe talk about some of the advantages. Obviously, money would be one and all that, but the advantages and then maybe some disadvantages from getting into the WWE so quickly after making your pro debut.
Well, you know what? I think your ultimate goal is to be in the WWE. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So for me to get signed when I did was great because you learn a whole different style by wrestling under the whole WWE umbrella. You know what I mean? Yeah, it would have been great to kind of be on the indie scene and, you know, get more seasoned over the years, but again, like your ultimate goal is to be in the WWE. And again, I already knew that's where I wanted to be. Again, being in the corporate world, knowing that that was not what I wanted to do.
Sure.
So getting signed, it just basically kind of put me on that fast track. You know, I had a lot to learn. I was actually not a lot older, but older than a lot of people who were in developmental. So it's like, you know, obviously you get to a certain age and it's like, okay, well, not that you can't be a WWE superstar, but, you know, they want guys who are young. So I was kind of on the cusp of that young demographic, you know, when I got signed and everything. And again, everything happens for a reason. I'm glad it happened the way it did.
Yeah, I mean, it's so motivational. What am I doing here on the radio? I want to be a WWE superstar. You need to talk to somebody about putting in a middleweight championship.
Yeah, right?
Because I could compete for that.
Yeah, hey, you never know. I mean, there's no weight classes or anything, so, you know, it's...
Given your experience and education in wrestling and the corporate business world, when you're done in the ring, do you see a future perhaps in working in the business of pro wrestling?
I have no
WWE?
idea. I mean, there's so many aspects to WWE, the whole after career. You can be an agent, you can be a talent scout, you can work up in Stamford, Connecticut, which is in the corporate office up there, which would be kind of going back to the corporate office, which I know I don't want to do, so that you can X off. But I don't know. I mean, my goal right now is to just kind of, you know, make as much money as I possibly can, and so that when it's all said and done, I can do whatever I want. You know, I got a lot of other things that I want to do, but I also have a lot that I want to do in the WWE. So I'm far from being done.
Although I think he'd make a good boss because he's friendly. He's got that smile. You look at him not only as a boss, but a nice guy. But at the same time, he can kick your head off, much like you did to The Miz a few weeks ago on Raw.
Saw
that was
right?
beautiful.
Oh man, you know,
I need more of that.
Yeah, the kick heard around the world. You know what I'm saying? Which was great. You know, Miz, again, another guy with a great story. A guy who a lot of people told would never make it, even when he got here, getting like kicked out of the locker room for eating chicken over someone's bag, you know, and then having to work his way back. And look at him now, you know, he's loud, he's obnoxious, but again, you know, he's definitely very determined.
So I think if we take one thing away from this interview, it would be that there's a lot of negativity in the world. A lot of people want to tell you what you can't do.
Right.
You need to forget about all them and do what you want to do.
Exactly, for sure. I was always told that I wasn't big enough, I wasn't strong enough, I was never going to make it, and now, like, those same people that doubted me are asking me for autographs and pictures for their kids on Facebook and tickets and all that stuff, you know. So I'm not bitter at all. I'm not like an I told you so type guy. I just had a plan in my mind. I knew I was going to achieve it. So, you know, you come out to the show tonight, you'll see a bunch of guys who kind of reach for their dreams. You know what I mean? That's what we all are. I mean, you got the Big Show taking on Sheamus. You know what I mean?
Couple of
you
big
know,
boys,
actually, Grand Rapids, John Cena has not been here in over 10 years. Well, just about 10 years.
And he was injured last night, correct?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He sure was, he?
He's
Yeah.
still
I was
gonna
on the
be
way
here
driving
tonight.
here. He's still going to be here tonight. And, yeah, he's going to be here. So people, a lot of John Cena fans in Grand Rapids, I'm sure, who have always wanted to get eyes on him, tonight is your night and your chance to do it. Again, tickets are only $15. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people don't have school tomorrow. So this is a great way to kind of kick off your whole Thanksgiving weekend. You know, Thanksgiving, your rival football games. What better way to kick it off than with WWE?
I agree with you. Tickets still available. WWE SmackDown, Van Andel Arena tonight. Live TV taping. I believe it's the Honky Tonk Man who has the longest Intercontinental Championship reign in history.
Oh, yeah.
How many days are you at right now with this current run?
Jeez, what am I? Am I even in a month? I think maybe 3 weeks or something like that. I got a long. I'm not even thinking about the record. I'm just trying to survive till tomorrow.
Well, don't let anybody tell you can't do it. He could be the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion one day.
Time will tell.
Some representation would help. I think one title defense per 30 days is enough. And it's the Intercontinental Champion, Kofi Kingston.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much for stopping by.
Thanks for having me on the show, man. I appreciate it.